Okay, this is the engine compartment of a 1971 Chevelle El Camino. Really neat vehicle. Not too many of these guys around anymore. They were pretty popular at one point in time, and it seemed like a lot of them just disappeared. Collectors grabbed them, and so if you're in the market for a really neat El Camino, this could be your guy. This particular one has a 396 in it as per the casting numbers, but again, you know, without getting into the engine, we can't give you an absolute positive displacement. It could be a 396, a 402, on and on and on, 468, 496, we don't know. But we do know that it started life as a 396 engine. Has an aluminum water pump on it, polished. Someone spent a lot of time on this guy. A polished dual plane, I'm going to call it an Edelbrock manifold. But it is polished, and it is an air gap manifold. Again, the water pump is polished. Has a neat system. I've never seen one this wide before, but it has a serpentine belt drive system on it. But look how wide it's belted. It's like double the size of a normal belt. It's almost the size of a belt for a supercharger. But they do have it with a billet aluminum system on the fan, which by the way is a clutch fan, real nice tight fitment, so you know it's going to work just the way it should. It goes up to a factory style shroud and a huge, at least a 4-pass high volume, high flow radiator. The correct type radiator hose is on it. Nice set of Chevy valve pan covers on it. The headers are ceramic, high temp coated, and I'm going to call them 2-inch. They may be 2 1/8. I'm not really positive, but they're at least a 2-inch header. It has power steering, it has power disc brakes. You can see that that's also been chromed. The master cylinder, which is dual stage, has new stainless lines on it, and the brake booster itself has been chrome plated. 14-inch unsilenced chrome air cleaner on it. Holley vacuum carburetor with an electric choke on it, which is a really nice addition to these vehicles. Has a billet distributor of some type on it, high silicone plug wires. The heat is still hooked up and functional to the passenger compartment. Looks like a new, oh, it has a nice shut-off on it. We're going to start putting these shut-offs on every vehicle that we have, because we know that a lot of the customers keep these cars and don't use them on a daily basis, and it's nice to have a shut-off system on it, so we're going to try to put that on most of the vehicles that we have here, if not all of them. The correct washer bottle, which is still hooked up and apparently functional to the washer system for the windshield. Chrome alternator bracket, fuel pressure gauge on the dual fuel line for the Holley carburetor. Nice chrome addition to the top of the radiator. That cover that goes on it really adds a nice dramatic look to it. And this I've never seen before, but this entire front piece has been chrome plated also. It does have a functional cowl induction hood, although it doesn't have the cowl induction sealed up air cleaner tube, but the hood does function as a cowl induction hood. And so it does get cold air no matter what. It has the correct style padding in it. The underside of the hood is nicely finished. It's just a very well done, absolute show type vehicle. It lights right up, it starts well, runs well. It's a very dramatic engine compartment to look at, and it's available here at Hanksters. Take a look. We're going to go around the rest of this guy and show you what we can. Okay, today we're going to present a 1971 Chevelle El Camino. Really neat car. It does have a cowl induction hood on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Devin will show you some really good pictures, but it does have gold striping that goes up over the cowl induction hood, which, by the way, is functional. The flapper does work on it. The solenoid does function in the car. You can see the stripes, but you can't feel them. There's a lot of clear on this vehicle. The paint is not driver quality at all. Much, much nicer than a driver quality paint job. And we go across this with every car that we do, showing you these seams, but we're not exaggerating. Look how nice the fitment is of the hood to the front fender on both sides, and how linear everything is across the front of it. It has a set of hood pins on the front. Give it a little bit of a racy look. It's a 71. It has the correct style front end on it. All the plastic on the grille is very, very nice condition. SS designation on the center of the grille bar, the separator. Front bumper, a very, very nice linear fitment on it, and no scuffs or marks or imperfections into chrome. So luckily through the years no one stuck their feet up on it or dragged anything across it to scratch the chrome. Front of the bumper is the same way as it is on top. The chrome is just absolutely precise. Very, very dramatic, nice front end to the car. You can see the flapper open there. It lost vacuum, so the flapper is open, and it does function as a cowl induction hood. Wheel trim wheel arch trim moldings on it. SS designation on the side of it. We really believe that that's what the car did start life as, although we do have no documentation. And as everyone knows, it's really difficult to authenticate these without documentation as a real SS car. But that's the way it presents itself now. Dashboard doesn't have any warps or deviations on it, and no cracks really evident on the thing. Tinted windshield in the front, trim around the windshield just as nicely polished as you could hope to have. Can't really see the white. Yes, I can. It does have the correct wiper arms and blades that would have been released with this car new in 1971. It does have a pair of mirrors on it, the correct style for 1971 also. Drip rail molding. There's no marks or dents or deep. No, that's manufactured. That's not an imperfection. Tinted glass in the front. I'm going to call it tinted glass on the side too. Also, someone has laser etched, sandblasted, however they do it, I really don't know, but there's an eagle, very well-defined eagle landing on the side of this window here. White whiskers, nice and fresh and clean. Chrome on the door handle, just as nice as you could hope to ever have on one. Again, look at this fitment. Look at the door fitment on this thing to the quarter and the gap. Inside, you got a bench seat. You got absolutely gorgeous door panels on it, molded armrests on it. All the chrome actuators are nice and fresh and clean looking. SS-style steering wheel in the car. Obviously a black interior in it that you can see the gauge clusters. Looks like a fairly fancy high-end radio in it too. I don't really know what it is, but it's a good looking radio. The door sills are nice and freshly cleaned and polished. The door jambs in the car appear to be very nice. Nice, clean, original style condition. Headrests on the seats. Devin will show you pictures more defined of this interior in his photo presentation. Geez, this thing, door closes like it should, and again, it's just a real nicely fit, so far the hood and this door, just as nice as you could ever hope to find. Set of Corvette-style side pipes on it, and you'll see in our undercarriage presentation that they are functional. They actually do have a U-pipe, 180-degree turn that comes off the header and then goes into the side pipe. One single pipe, the other ones, of course, are blocked off. Has a nice, deep, throaty sound, which you're going to hear in our drive video here. Going down the side of the car, again, you can't see it, but there's some very defined airbrushing down the side of this vehicle. I don't know if Devin can show it to you or not, but it is there. Maybe you can see it better when he does the photo shoot outside. He does do a walk around out there to better define things for you in the sunlight. The wheels are American Racing style torque thrust wheels. Obviously BFG white leather tires, pretty much everyone's choice on these. Those are Cooper Cobras. The going around the back of it, by the way, all the trim, you know, the front bumper, even the trim, this is usually deteriorated. This is as new. This is all finely polished on top of the bed. Again, the tailgate, you can see just as fresh and nice fitment as you could hope to find. Again, our airbrushing that continues around the vehicle. Trim around the tail lights, there's no patina. They're really nice and clean. Backup lights that are in the tailgate, just as nice and clean and clear. And the bumper in the back, the same as it was on the front. There's absolutely no deviations whatsoever in it, or no scuffs or marks. And check this out. Look what they did with the bed of this thing. They put lumber in it. It's got a wood floor in it, very nicely done. I mean, someone's put a lot of time and a lot of effort to finish this vehicle to somewhat of a show quality vehicle. I mean, it just, everything on it. And look at even the top of the tailgate. And these things are usually all marked up through the years. This one has no imperfections whatsoever on it. Look at this. Both sides of it and across the whole back. Just as fresh and clean as you could ever hope to find. Really a nice setup. Hardcover, which I'm sure you could take off if you had to haul something a little larger. You wanted to take a group of people with you to party for the weekend. Going down the passenger side, again, our airbrushing down the side that it's really difficult to see, but Devin's going to do his very best to show you it as defined as he can. The back window is also tinted. The fitment is just as fresh and nice as you could ever hope to find in any car. Again, our drip rail, nice as can be. Our eagle landing as it was on the other side. And again, look at this. Yeah, can't get any better than that. That is just spot on, absolutely. Again, the interior on this side, you can see a couple of aftermarket gauges to monitor the engine underneath the dash, and he'll show you a better picture of the sound system in this vehicle. It looks like it has a fairly elaborate sound system with a graphic equalizer to the left of the radio. Everything on this car, all the rubbers are nice and fresh, and doors closed like they should. Wipes, whiskers, right-hand mirror that everybody wants on the car. And I'm just going to point it out again. I keep pointing it out, but look at this. How can you get it to fit any better than that? You can't. That's just as nice as you could ever hope to find any vehicle fitment. SS designation in the front again. And we're back where we started now again. Went over the whole thing, and again, you didn't see us find any marks or chips or dings or imperfections or misfit panels. This is another one of those vehicles that we just got done doing a Camaro, and it was the same way. We really couldn't find anything to point out on that vehicle to you. A couple things underneath the car, but certainly nothing on the aesthetics of the outside. 71 Chevelle truck is I call them Chevelle trucks, they're El Caminos, but it's just as nice a vehicle as you could hope to find. It's absolutely approaching that of a very high quality show vehicle. It's engine appointments, the way everything's polished and chromed, the fitment of the panels, the paint on the vehicle, the overall condition, laser straight down the sides of it. The side pipes give it a nice dramatic look to it. The chrome-plated torque thrust style wheels. There's everything on this vehicle that approaches a show quality vehicle. And I always hate to use the term show quality because everyone has a different conception of what show quality should be. But this is a very nice vehicle, and it's available at Hanksters in Daytona Beach, Florida. And if you can, please come down and take a look at the car. I'd love to show it to you in person. If you can't, that's why Devin's it's going to take him about 5 hours to put 100 photos and all the videos that we do together on these vehicles to present them to you. It takes him about 5 hours total time to compile all this and put it up on our website. So if you can, take a look at this vehicle because it certainly warrants your attention. It's a fantastic looking 1971 Chevelle truck. Okay, underside of a 1971 El Camino. Really neat looking Chevy. Heavy duty sway bar in the front. Disc brakes in the front. You can see new calipers, new rotors, new associated hardware. There's new shocks in the front of it. The engine at this point anyway has no engine leaks whatsoever, or transmission, bell housing area, or tail shaft. Everything at this point in time anyway is leak free. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way a year from now, but at this point it is. The frame, which is a complete perimeter frame on this vehicle, is really nice condition. There's no marks showing, even no jack marks on this thing. Totally amazing, but there aren't. I don't know how there can't be, but there aren't. Set of ceramic coated high temp, I'm going to call them about 1 7/8" long tube headers with a 3.5 collector that are on this guy. The floor pans appear to be original on this thing. I don't see any place where they've been repaired at all. Absolutely none. Polyurethane bushing for your back of the transmission mount. And let's see what they use for engine. They use conventional standard Chevrolet mounts for the engine, rubber mounts. As you can see, the exhaust system terminates into a set of 2.5-inch primary pipes that make a 180-degree turn and go into the header system that's on the outside of this. It's actually looks like a set of Corvette side pipes, but as you can see, only one tube is functional. These three, of course, are dead. They're blocked off, and it goes straight from here through a internal muffler in the chrome side pipe. It really has a lot of look to the vehicle. It's something that if you like it, it looks fine just the way it is. It has a nice tone, a nice sound. If you don't like it, straight out the back exhaust, and just eliminate those or just bolt it onto the frame. Again, the floor pans are really nice condition. I mean, exceptionally nice condition. Something else I never knew. This is an El Camino, and a regular Chevelle just has a C-channel frame on it. The convertibles used a complete perimeter frame, a box frame, and that's apparently what they use in the El Caminos because basically they are a Chevelle truck. So they did go with a heavier duty, stronger torsional frame system on this vehicle, same as the convertibles have. Something I didn't know until this point. The floor structures are all original and totally undisrupted. The floor still has a lot of its original sound deadener undercoating on it, which was installed by General Motors at the factory. Let's see. Newer U-joint in the front. There's no leaks on the tail shaft whatsoever. The U-joint in the rear appears to be a little bit newer also. It has a F41 style sway bar in the rear with a 12-bolt Chevy rear. So everything under here is indicative of a real SS car. Although we don't have documentation for it, you do have a heavy-duty sway bar in the front, F41 in the rear, 12-bolt Chevy rear end, big block Chevy up front, heavy-duty drum brakes ventilated in the back. The gas tank is the original tank on this guy. It has not been replaced. Again, you can see the frame structure where it transitions up over the rear differential. All really nice condition. There's absolutely no indication of any trauma or marks or jack marks or anything on it. Everything is just as nice as could possibly be. A set of newer shocks in the back, heavy duty. All your lines, polyurethane bushings also in the upper 4-link suspension points. This thing is really a nice original style SS style vehicle. Drop downs and quarters just as they were from when they were original. I can't really tell you that they've been replaced. They appear to be the originals to me, at least from looking at it from underneath here. They do. I don't see anything on this car that's an issue. Functional parking brakes still hooked up. There's the entire undercarriage. We just went over everything. You can't really see anything at this point. No leaks. Turbo tranny in it. Cooling lines still hooked up actually to the transmission, also going forward to the radiator. And an absolute flawless frame. There is absolutely no marks whatsoever anywhere on this frame. I don't see a single jack mark even on it. This is a nice undercarriage. It has a lot of originality to it. Again, you can see it looks distressed, but it really isn't. This is just soft undercoating sound deadener that GM used at that point, and someone tried to remove some of it during the restoration process of this vehicle, but most of it's still on there. This is a nice car underneath, very, very nice car underneath. We're going to go for a ride in it and see what it runs like. Okay, this is the interior of our 71 Chevelle pickup truck, El Camino. It does have a tilt wheel. Check this out. It has a tilt wheel in it, a horn that works, turn signal left, just working the way it should over here, and turn signal right, doing the same thing. Check this out. How about this? Factory working tack in the dash. Radio does work with a graphic equalizer on it also. So you do have a functioning radio in it. Wipers working as they should. Also go to rest the way that they're supposed to. Fan for the defrost. Not functioning. We got to fix a fan for you. Other than that, it appears everything works the way it should. Now we're going to go for a little ride in this guy and see what it runs like. Nice, tight, solid running car. Goes down the road straight as can be. No hands on the steering wheel. You can see it just as straight and nice as can be. I'm going to try brakes, no hands. See what that works like. Again, it stops just as straight and linear as can be. Tack is working as it should. The oil pressure's holding really well for us. Temperature is about 170 degrees. Speedometer working and functioning as it should also. I don't see anything on this car at all other than another GM fan that doesn't want to come on for the defrost. Other than that, everything else functions as it should. Nice running car. Also, the cowl induction works as it should too. It opens solenoid operated, and it opens just as it should. Nice running car. Real tight. There's no shakes or shimmies or squeaks or rattles. Absolutely nothing. Nice precision steering on it. all our lights seem, at least on the inside, functioning as they should too. Donnie will check everything on the outside to make sure that the turn signals, everything work prior to shipment of the vehicle anyway. We're going to give it a little shot here, see what this guy sounds like. It's $396. It's just a really nice car. That's about 80. So the car performs just like it should. It runs good, sounds good, has a real nice deep mellow tone, about what you'd expect from a set of Corvette side pipes. It's kind of what it sounds like. Nice mild 396 torquey motor, not overly cammed or anything. It's just a nice drivable, usable car. Excellent paint, a nice fit finish. We went over everything on the outside for you. Devin's going to have everything compiled and ready for you to take a look at. Between the video and all the pictures that he has, you should have enough information on this vehicle. But if you need anything further, just give us a call. Any question that I can answer over the phone, I will. If you need any further, more specific photos or more high-resolution photos of a specific area, Devin can take a picture of it and send it to you. So take a look at it. It's here at Hanksters. It's a really nice-looking Chevelle truck.